start, Upin?
Yeah, I think we can start.
Yeah. Welcome to ES
Thank
Pharma
you.
Education, Lokesh and Vedant.
Thank you very much.
We
So
have
Thank
our,
you so much.
here we have our students. They are appearing for the GPAT examination in the month of May 2025.
okay.
We need your insights, how you have prepared for GPAT, how you have cracked the GPAT and NIPER examinations, and
Yeah.
what is your preparation plan, and if possible, like career opportunities, and what are the books, and if time permits, I request you to tell like any important suggestions, topics like that. As you can go ahead with your presentation. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
they'll text their queries in the chat box, and at the end of the session, I'll read out the questions. You can answer them.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank
Okay. So before I begin, I would just like I will take this moment to thank my teacher Upender sir. He has been very good to me. I mean, he has played a crucial part
Making me an old
in
man.
shaping my career. No. So thank you so much, sir. I still remember the way you used to break down the complex topics into simpler ones, and you just made them more interesting. So thank you so much for your valuable support and guidance. So
Thank you,
I'll
Lokesh.
start. I'll start by sharing my screen. I think host has to allow me so that I can
Yeah. Yes,
share
I'll
my.
do it. Yes.
Yeah.
I think you can present.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. So can you see my screen?
Yes, Lokesh.
Okay. So let's get started. Uh, so in this presentation, I'll share my experience. I'll share my industrial experience as well as what I have felt in NIPER during my time in NIPER. So we'll go through what is the importance of GPAT, NIPER, and how they unlock the career opportunities for us. And we will see what are the opportunities available after NIPER in terms of uh, the postgraduate studies, what we can achieve after NIPER, and what are the opportunities like which are available for us in shaping our career with. So you must be thinking that why I have put this image. So this is the image of my college, NIPER Ahmedabad. So this is the place where I did my post graduation, Vedant in me. And let me also introduce myself a little, like what I am doing currently in my profession. So I have done my master's from NIPER Ahmedabad in pharmaceutical analysis, and then I was directly recruited by Dr. Reddy's. So there I worked as an analytical scientist for 2 years, and I started with HPLCs like assays and impurity methods, and then after 6 months of working on HPLC, I was selected for characterization lab, advanced characterization lab, where uh, characterizations are being done for the molecules like complex molecules, complex peptides, where I worked on GCMS, LCMS, ICP-MS, and different chromatographies. From there, I decided to switch my career from an analytical scientist to regulatory professional. Then that was the point. Uh, I joined Viatris in Bangalore, where I worked as a regulatory professional for complex generics, for complex peptides. So there, I was responsible for the filing and deficiency responses for the complex peptides. So in this presentation, we'll go through like importance of GPAT, NIPER, what we should select after NIPERs, because most of the time we are confused because number of streams are available: pharmaceutical analysis, sutex, medical device, biotech, and there are so many streams, and it becomes really crucial. Uh, be- it becomes very important to select the right one, because it is the one which will proceed our career throughout our life. So let's start with GPAT, why it matters. So GPAT is the first milestone that we need to achieve. First, it opens up the gateway to M.Pharm, MS, and PhD programs in top institutes. So what if we don't do GPAT? So it is really important that we do GPAT. So during our third year and fourth year, we get the opportunity to appear for the GPAT exam. So when we appear for GPAT exam, it is important to crack the exam because with good rank. So because if we pass out the exam with good rank, it we can directly get into the right colleges, prestigious institutes of India like Jamia, Dipsar, and BITS and Manipal, and there are so many colleges. And it also unlock the way for NIPER, because if we do not appear for GPAT and if we do not qualify for it, we cannot appear for NIPER. So it becomes extremely important that we first qualify GPAT so that we can proceed for NIPER. In NIPERs, why we choose NIPER, why NIPER is important. So NIPER becomes important because NIPERs, they are considered to be the importance of uh, these are the institutes of national importance. There are, I think, more than not more than there are 7 NIPERs in India. They have a strong alumni network and they offer high-end research. So during my time in NIPER, uh, I realized that I get a lot of exposure to high-end research and industrial collaborations. There are lots of resources, fundings, and you won't believe there are instruments, high-end sophisticated instruments available in NIPERs, which they are not there in industry as. So there are instruments like GCM SMS, LCM SMS. There are top-notch instruments, and there are highly qualified professionals like postdoc, double postdoc, and they have industrial experience as well. So they know what is the requirement of industry and how to prepare a student for industry. And there are the environment, the atmosphere of NIPER is really different. We come across meeting lots of people. We share experiences, research experiences with each other. And in first year, it is more of academia where we write exams, we go through the practicals, we get the opportunity to work on each and every instrument in the labs. And then in second year, it completely focuses on research area where we are given a topic for research, and then we proceed with the topic. So during that time, this is the crucial time where we get to know, like we read research articles, we read review articles, we perform practicals, we optimize the instruments, and we do lots of experimentation. So sometimes we get positive results, sometimes we get negative results. So this time is very important, and this is the time uh, it really prepares us for the industry. It builds the technical skills, the skills which are required for critical thinking, and which are required uh, to work in R&D, for example, in formulation, in analytical. And it is also mandatory to publish articles, like it is mandatory to publish at least one research article from your research. And during my time, I was working on biosimilars. My mentor, I was very fortunate that I got a mentor who already had experience, good experience from industry. So he gave me biosimilars. At that time, I was not knowing anything about biosimilars, but as I proceeded, it was really challenging, like procuring the innovator molecules, biosimilar molecules, then procuring the generic ones from the market, connecting with the vendors, and then I faced lots of challenges, but it was really great. It was super. It actually shaped me into a different person. So actually, it was my stream was pharmaceutical analysis, but I was working with biotech people also in NIPER. I get the chance to work in different labs like biotechnological labs and analytical labs, working on different instruments. So it was not limited while you work on your research in NIPERs, that if you have selected analysis, then you will work only on analytical instruments. So we can collaborate. So there is always a scope. There is always an opportunity to collaborate with different departments. So this is the beauty of NIPER. I mean, the exposure is it is different. It prepares you for the industry. So most of the time we have seen like we stops at B Farm, and we don't want to proceed further for the post graduation studies like M Farm and all. So why it is not good to stop at B Farm? What is the importance of post graduation studies? We will understand here in this slide. So the limitations of B Farm or stopping at B Farm are they offer very limited job opportunities. After B Farm, you will end up being a salesperson, or you will start your retail shop, or you will end up working in a production company. For example, I have seen people who have stopped at B Farm, and then either most of them they are sitting at their retail shop, or they are in the production. For example, in Baddi in Uttarakhand. And believe me, while I was while I was doing my apprentice, which was a requirement in B Farm as a part of B Farm syllabus, there B Farm people, they were working on a very low salary. Would you believe me? I mean, at that time in 2018, they were getting a salary of 7,000, 8,000 only, which is not really a good number. So it makes no sense to stop at B Farm. And so what we should do, what why we should proceed for M Farm? Is it necessary to go for M Farm or MS then? So my answer is yes. It is only good when you are doing it from top-notch institute. If you are doing it from prestigious institute, if you think you will do it from your local colleges and it is just a matter of getting a degree, then uh, this is not the case. And how we can get into good prestigious institutes for pursuing our post-graduation studies? So there are only two ways which we have discussed: GPAT and NIPER. If you crack the GPAT with good rank, then you can get into good institutes. And you also appear for NIPER exam. And then again, if you crack NIPER with a good rank, with a very good rank like below 100 or below 150, then you get the opportunity to get into good institutes like NIPERs. So it is very important. So M Farm and MS Farm is very important from prestigious institutes. In order to get into those, you need to crack GPAT and NIPER as well with good rank. So please keep in mind, if you are already preparing for GPAT, I think for fourth year students, the preparation is already done. You must be revising the things. So please keep in mind that you have to target under 100 or under 150 rank to get into these NIPERs or other best institutes, because there are number of streams available, and in order to get those streams, good rank is required. For example, if you want pharmaceutical analysis, then if you want pharmaceutical analysis from NIPER Mohali, then you must have rank under 10. So that's why I'm emphasizing more on this part, that you should get the good rank, all India rank. So after you get into NIPERs, if you are, for example, if you are carrying out your MS Pharm, if you carried out your MS Pharm in pharmaceutical analysis from one of the NIPER, for example, NIPER Hyderabad, Ahmedabad, or Mohali. So it will enable you to work in R&D in formulations. For example, the companies, the top-notch companies, they can directly hire you through direct campus placements from there only, and you get to work on you get after being into NIPERS, after carrying out your post graduation, you can work on different areas of pharmacy profession. Like you can work in research, you can you can work in clinicals, and there are different areas. And 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 there are it expands lots of career choices for you. For example, postgraduate studies offer diverse career path in industries. In academics, if you are really interested in carrying out your research, if you have a research oriented mind, then you can further go for PhDs. You can PhDs are also available in NIPERS, and even you can go for PhDs outside India, and you can go for postdoc studies, because I have seen many of my seniors, they are in US, there's someone they are in Germany or Europe, they are carrying out their postdocs there. So in this way, if you are interested to go for research, this is also the option available for you. And in this way, you can come back and you can join these institutes. Like you can join even NIPERS uh, uh, after doing postdocs. You can join back the NIPERS. You can join any other institute which is really good central institutes as assistant or associate professors. You can have your own startup. So I'll give you an example of the friends. I have one friend who is a common friend between me and Vedant. So Vedant is here. Uh, he chose a medical device as a stream in NIPER, and when he started working on his project, now he has ended up opening a startup. So he's owning a startup. He has developed some device, medical device, and he's now having his own company. So these are the opportunities available. So we should not be limited to B.Pharm degrees. There are so many limitations. We cannot be a salesperson. It is because it is not a respectful job. You cannot sit in outside the doctor's cabin and request him to meet. So I don't think this is a good option for any of us. So in order to surpass the limitations of B.Pharm degree, we must go for post-graduation studies, and for that we must crack GPAT and NIPER with good rank. And let me take you to another slide. Here we will see the job scenarios after post-graduation. So after you are post-graduated from the prestigious institutes like NIPER, BITS, ICT Mumbai, so these are the top-notch institutes where 80 to 90% placements happens. I mean, companies, they fight among themselves that they will first hire the creamy layer. They will first go and take the best students from the colleges. I have seen this. So these companies, they are always ready to hire from these colleges with a good package. They offer good amount of salary. I mean, they offer handsome packages. So currently most of the companies, like if, I believe in my last two companies, freshers, they were being hired, they were being offered almost 8 to 10 lakhs in the beginning. So at the initial stage, I feel this is the good amount to start with. uh, s- so these so it is important to it is important to have post graduation degrees from these institutes. Now the thing is, we have so many streams. We have so many streams like pharmaceutical analysis. So after after you'll crack GPAT and NIPER, there will be so many streams available. So how will you select them? So what, because there are pharmaceutical analysis, UTEX, medical device, biotech, medicinal chemistry. So how will you get to know that this is good for you? So let me guide you on this, because I've already been a part of analytical, I mean R&D, and now I am into regulatory. So I can tell you what could be the best streams for you, because there is. So let's start first with pharmaceutical analysis, because during your time, for example, when you are doing your GPAT and NIPER, like before getting into post graduation colleges, we feel like it is really important to get into pharmaceutical analysis because it demands extremely good rank. For example, all India rank 10 or even below 10. So uh, what is the case in industry? Like what is the value of pharmaceutical scientist, analytical scientist? So I will suggest you that analysis is good. You can go ahead for this stream in your post graduation studies, but you have to keep in your mind that if you go for pharmaceutical analysis, if you love working on the machines, then you should target to work on characterization part on the high end instruments, like I have mentioned many times, LCM SMS, GCM SMS, ICP SMS, because characterization has now become a trend for most of the agencies. They ask for characterization data, lots of characterization data. Without characterization, molecule cannot be approved. So in pharmaceutical analysis, the one of the basic instrument is HPLC, and there are thousands of HPLC. Like in my previous company, there are 500s of HPLC and thousands of analytical scientists working on those. So you should not aim for working on HPLCs. You should start. You should target the characterization part. You should start aiming to work in advanced characterization lab if you want to pursue your career in pharmaceutical analysis. Because in pharmaceutical analysis, there is a huge competition. There are a number of peoples, and in order to make you understand, I'll give you an example. For one formulation scientist, there are four analytical scientists who works for one formulation scientist. So there are always opportunities. There are always vacancies and positions available anytime for this role of analytical scientist. But I don't see much growth opportunities while working on HPLCs. So you should target to work in advanced labs, in advanced instruments, the tools which requires critical skills like technical skills and critical thinking. And there are very few people who have skills to work on these instruments in industry. So it is demanding. But again, when you get an exposure in characterization labs, then if you get the chance, it is difficult, but it is not impossible. You can switch your career into regulatory affairs. After being into analytical scientist, if you are happy, I mean, it is good to continue in characterization lab. It is always demanding and you can grow well while working on those high-end instruments. But there is always a secondary thing like which I have opted for. I have worked in characterization lab. First of all, I started with HPLCs for 6 months. Then I was selected to work on characterization lab, where I worked for almost 1.5 years. There I worked on extractable, leachables, if you have heard of uh, elemental impurities, nitrosamines, and other things. So there I acquired the technical skills on how the development goes, how we develop the methods for different molecules, and what are the requirements, like what we should consider while developing the methods. So at after a certain point of time, in my case, I was like it became monotonous. It becomes uh, it becomes, a routine work for me. I remember I was working on one of the sacralfate molecule, and I was continuously working on it for almost more than 20 days. So sometime it becomes monotonous for me. It became little early. So I decided to switch my career to regulatory affairs. And I will tell you why I have switched to regulatory affairs. So when I switched my career to regulatory affairs, uh, at that particular time knowing I was knowing only analytical things. But when I switched into regulatory affairs, I got a complete overview of how industry works. What happens when a development starts on a molecule, starting from the selection of molecule by the portfolio team till its release into the markets. What are the different departments involved? Formulation, analytical, plants, and what are the number of studies that takes place for a molecule and what are the different stakeholders? While being into analysis, you will end up doing a certain method developments, for example for assay, for impurity method, and you will keep on doing uh, the same thing for your whole life for on so these are the only things that you do in pharmaceutical analysis, and which constitutes only 0.1% of our regulatory dossiers. So there are only few documents we prepare, assays, method validations, and these things. But we are not aware of what are the other things, what are the other things that are going on, that goes on for a molecule in different departments. So after being into regulatory, I got to know about the formulation, because we are the people who receives everything for a molecule, complete dossier, whatever studies done by formulation, analytical, plants, the documents from plants, how they have performed it, have they performed it correctly or not. We review them against regulatory guidances, and we just direct them. We ask them if something is wrong. We ask them to improve the documents. So after being into regulatory, I got to know so many things. I got to know almost everything about what happens with the molecule, what are the different studies, who performs it, what are the requirements, how they should be done. So that, but analytical role played an important role in when I switched to regulatory, because while I was receiving the analytical documents for review, I was knowing. So it becomes really easy for me to review those documents, because I was aware of how development goes, what could go wrong, and what to review and what to focus. So you can choose an analysis. So my final verdict for pharmaceutical analysis would be, you can choose but target characterization labs. Like if you are joining Dr. Reddy's, Novartis, or any lab, so target for good characterization labs, advanced characterization labs, and then you can proceed with the same for future, or you can switch later on to regulatory affairs. Now I'll move to pharmaceutics. So pharmaceutics is something which I've already mentioned. They are the owners of the molecule. They decide everything for the molecules. They connect with lots of vendors. They have lots of they have to manage a lot for the molecule. They connect with different people. They procure excipients, drug substance, and so many things. They do a lot of development studies. They prepare product development reports, and they at the end they prepare the control strategy. They take the batches from development labs to plants. So they are the hero for the molecule. They becomes the owner, and while being in analysis, we support them. So we are the supporters who supports pharmaceutic pharmaceutics or formulation people. So you must be getting what could be the good stream for you. So you can definitely select pharmaceutics if you have good rank, if you're getting good NIPERs or other good colleges. So pharmaceutics you can definitely consider. If you're considering analysis, I have already told you uh, what area you can target in pharmaceutical analysis, and later on what you can do. Now third would be, let me tell you one more thing. While being into Sutex, like after carrying out your MS in Sutex and joining as a formulation scientist, after being into the industry for several years, like after maybe after 15, 20 years, after 20 years, you could be the head of R&D. You could be the head of R&D. Yes, this is correct. But while being into pharmaceutical analysis or after carrying out your MS from Ecology, medicinal, you cannot head the R&D. So you can always consider Sutex. And after Sutex also, you can switch to other departments like regulatory affairs. Like, I have seen people in my last company. She was my colleague from Dr. Reddy's. She worked as a formulation scientist for 4 to 5 years in Dr. Reddy's, and then she switched to regulatory affairs. And it became so easy for her to work in regulatory affairs because she was already knowing everything about the molecule, the documents, the required documents, the studies required for the molecule, the requirements. And today she is doing really well in regulatory affairs. So after you acquire some technical knowledge, after you acquire experience in R&D, you can always switch to regulatory affairs. Now you must be thinking why we should not directly get into regulatory affairs. You can get in directly into regulatory affairs, but it will take time for you to understand the concepts, the technicalities of the molecule or the documents or the studies which you will have to review while being a regulatory professional. So it is always better you start your career in R&D and D and then you can switch to regulatory affairs, and you will definitely enjoy it because I would say I used to develop methods for extractable leachables, elementals, and other things. And well, in regulatory affairs, I used to review them. So it was quite interesting, and it really satisfied me while reviewing those documents because I was knowing about the studies, how they have been performed, and what could go wrong, and what are the areas I should target during my review. So it becomes interesting at certain point of time in regulatory affairs, and you get to learn about so many other things. Now coming to pharmacology, because it has always been a favorite subject for all of us while we prepare for GPAT and NIPERs. It is really interesting. I think in my batch also everybody used to like pharmacology, including me. We were like, I'll do MS if if I manage to get into the NIPERs or any other good institute, I'll proceed my post graduation with ecology. It is always the mindset. So you can get into pharmacology. It is always interesting to know about the mechanism of action of drugs, and it constitutes a major part during your preparation. But for MS, is it a good stream to proceed with? So you can proceed with pharmacology, but if only when you want to get into clinical trial things. If you want to get into this field of clinicals, you can definitely go for pharmacology. Because I have seen people, my batchmates in pharmacology, they uh, they do a lot of research. They are involved in animal studies, in vitro studies, in vivo studies, and they do a fantastic research and publish lots of research articles. And they go out for higher studies. They they get chance of attending international conferences, but you end up mostly in clinicals and pharmacovigilance. If you like clinicals, if you like pharmacovigilance, you can continue. But remember, these are not the core fields like uh, working in R&D. For example, being a formulation scientist or analytical. These are this is not core. I mean, you will be you will be managing clinical trials. You will be looking like how protocols for clinical trials, methods for clinical trials, what type of clinical trials to be done. There are a number of clinical trials. So these are the things which you have to manage, and you will get the opportunity to roam across, because I remember there was a friend who joined clinical, and she used to roam around almost every month managing the clinical trials. And you can even become a professor after carrying out your PhD in ecology. But I would not suggest ecology if you are not interested in being a professor, or if you are not willing to join clinical or pharmacovigilance, then do not go for ecology, because it is always satisfying. It is always good to learn ecology, and uh, it creates interest while you learn concepts in pharmacology. But from career perspective, it is the facts are different. You can even consider biotechnology, which is, I think, underrated. Biochemistry, sorry, not biochemistry, biotechnology, because we are now moving towards biologics. It is this future is biologics. Future is biologics and device. So you will be seeing the industry started with tablets and capsules, OSDs. Then we moved to simple solutions, simple injectable solutions. Then we moved further to complex injectables, complex generics. So complex generics, this is something which every top company is trying to get approval for their complex generics. They have a complex manufacturing process, complex structure of the molecule, and they are mostly used for targeted diseases like anti-cancer, in diabetes. And after complex generics, after complex injectables, there is biosimilars, biologics, and I'm working on biosimilars for Fresenius Kabi. So biologics, you can mark my words, because biosimilars and biologics, they would be booming in future. They would be the future. So you can definitely select biotechnology. You can start your career in formulation for biotechnology. You can later on switch to regulatory affairs, and you will get so many opportunities to work abroad outside India, uh, because there are so many companies outside India who are working on biosimilars. In India, there are also companies like Biocon or DRL, Sun Farm. There are so many companies who are working. So this is a good area, future-proof area where you can start your career. And then medical device. This is also one of the underrated stream, I would say. Medical device along with biologics, it is future, because now there are drug combination products like auto injectors, on body devices, and there are so many other devices. So if you get the opportunity to get medical device from any of the NIPER, I think there are NIPERs apart from NIPER Ahmedabad who are also offering medical device. It started with NIPER Ahmedabad. Uh, NIPER Ahmedabad started medical device. They have offered it first. Now I think other NIPERs are also offering this stream. So you can always go with medical device without any second thought, because device is future. It is like IT. If you manage to get into a core medical device company, then it nothing could be better than that. So biotechnology, medical device, pharmaceutics, you can always consider. Medicinal chemistry, I'm not a big supporter for choosing medicinal chemistry, because I have seen people struggling to get into good roles, into core jobs, and they put a lot of efforts. I have seen my colleagues, I have seen my batchmates in NIPER. They used to work a lot, a lot. I mean, they used to run lots of columns, big columns, but in the end, they were the ones like who who were suffering getting into good job roles. So you must have got an idea of what you should select. Still, you can ask me questions like what could be the best for you. I have already put my opinions, straightforward opinions, what you can select. But yes, always keep in mind biotechnology, medical device, sutex, even analysis, they are good. And you have to have very good rank in order to select them. So you can, at your counseling time, you can, you can have a list. If I'm based on your rank, what you can select. I mean, if you are not getting sutex, what you can uh, select next, what could be the next option for you, better option. In medical, I have switched to next slide, but I'm still talking about the previous slide. Let me go back, because in medical device, I have seen here my friends who have many patents in medical device, and he has got the patent while working in a NIPER. He worked on some device and he developed it on his own. He is now the owner of patents, and he has its own startup. He has lots of government funding, and now he's the owner of his own company. So there is always opportunity for the startups, and nothing could be better than that. If you are focused, if you are clear about what you want to achieve, in NIPERS you always get such environment. You will, in your second year, you will get to know that what could be best for you. And if you are getting good mentor, and if you manage to get good research topic, you can even select on your own. You are free to select your research topics, and then you can end up having your own startup. So what could be better than that? And it's happening nowadays, and it is really good. It is happening. So now we have already discussed why GPAT is important, why getting good, why it is important to uh, acquire good rank in NIPER, why it is important, why it is imperative to get into the good NIPERs, why it is important to select the right stream. So I'll again, we'll come back to GPAT and NIPER and what should be the strategic approach. So I believe I do not have much to discuss on this slide, because you fourth year students, you have already prepared for it, and I believe your preparations are done, or you must be revising. You have so many good teachers, you have great guidance and support, so you you will do it. But let me give you an idea of what I have followed and what you can think of. So in GPAT, for GPAT or NIPER, there is a huge syllabus. For BPharm, we have a huge syllabus, and for GPAT and NIPER, we cannot proceed with the same syllabus. It's huge, and everything is not important, so it should be targeted. There is a need to divide the syllabus and to select the important topics. For example, let me take an example of our favorite subject, pharmacology, where you can select the chapter. For example, you can select ANS or CNS. You can select the important topics. Otherwise, I think everything is important in ANS, CNS. Uh, then you can target the important things, extremely important things. How you can target, how would you get to know this is important from previous papers? You will have to go back and see the papers, hundreds of questions. You need to solve hundreds and even thousands of questions. So target by divide the syllabus, choose the important chapters from each subject, choose the important topics from each subject, and then develop a great conceptual clarity. It will set the foundation. If you develop a great conceptual clarity on the topics in sutex, in ecology, then you will be able to answer the questions accurately and with more speed. So having a conceptual clarity is extremely important. So when you develop the conceptual clarity for any topic, for example, you have selected ANS, you did it in terms of concepts. You have gone through everything, every topic which is important, each and everything from your notes and from whatever books or whatever it is. Then you should target questions. It is good if you have subject wise or chapter wise questions, or it is even okay. For example, you can select the books like Inamdar, and there are so many. At my time, we used to follow Inamdar, but now I think there could be other books available. If the better books are available, you can go for them, but do as many questions as you can. I mean, prepare a topic and solve number of questions, and there should be a way to solve the questions. For example, you did a topic and you start doing the questions. When you're starting for a question, you should you should not be like, uh, you have answered it, then you move on to next. No. uh, if you are able to answer it, it's okay. You go back and see the explanation, see why other three options are not correct, and in this way you can further develop your concept. And in second case, if you are not able to answer the question, then it should not be like you go back and look at the answer, and so this is the answer, now I know the answer, I can move forward. No, you just read through the explanation why you are not able to answer the questions. What were you lacking? There must be some concept which you are not knowing. So go through the explanation, go back to your notes, go back to the books, open your books, and again develop the understanding for that topic, because that question uh, had been asked by it was a previously asked question, so it can be asked again. So do not expect that exactly the same question would be asked, but question from the same topic can be asked. So you must have a clear understanding of the concept. And believe me, it is not like if you are doing the questions in the right way, you will end up doing only 50 questions per day. If you will read the question, you will again go through the answer, you will again develop new concepts. So in this way, you are not preparing only one, you are preparing yourself for another 3 4 questions if they are being asked from the same topic. And speed and accuracy is very important, and you could fastly answer the question with accuracy only when you have a logical understanding of the topic. And in these exams like GPAT and NIPER, they test in GPAT mostly test your concepts. There would be lengthy questions. There are always a level of questions starting from easy, moderate, and tough. So easy questions anybody can do. Even the students who have not prepared for it, they can even answer easy questions. So you should target moderate to tough questions. And moderate to tough questions can only be answered if you have a good understanding. If your concepts are clear, then you can answer. And how fastly you are answering them, it it really matters. It will decide the rank for you. So developing good concept is really important than solving as many questions as you can. It is again an important thing. So that's it from my side. I mean, uh, I have told you what streams you can go for: Sutex, medical device, biotechnology, pharmaceutical analysis, regulatory affairs. And yes, one more thing I would like to emphasize on: Pharma MBA. Pharma MBA, you can definitely go for it. This is a good option because what I have realized, being in the industry from in the last 5 years, that most of my batch mates, they got good roles in R&D, but at the end, I mean, after 1 or 2 years, they were leaving the job, and they just wanted to be project managers in business development, in portfolio team, in supply chain. They just wanted a desktop job. So it is a nice option if you think you are not good for I mean, if you do not have your interest towards R&D, like if you cannot work all day long working on the machines, thinking, reading lots of articles, papers, and lots of stuff, then you can even go for Pharm MBA. It creates a lots of opportunities and with good packages. So in terms of packages, I will say for each stream in the beginning in the top notch companies, you will be getting 6 to 10 lakhs easily. They are offering 6 to 10 lakhs of packages. In my previous companies, each company they were offering freshers this amount of package, like 8 to 10 lakhs. And I think it is good to start your career with. So thank you. I'll end my presentation here. I have not included so many things in the presentation. I decided rather to speak on the points so you can further connect with me. I'll leave my email or contact number in the chat box, or I will give it to Upendra sir, so you can connect with me anytime. Like if you need my help while selecting, or if you are hesitant, I mean, if you are stuck somewhere, you can always connect with me anytime. So thank you so much for your time. I will not take much of your time now. I understand today we have a cricket match between India and New Zealand. So thank you so much. By the way,
Yeah.
you can connect with me anytime if you have any doubt at the time of your counseling or while your preparation. So you can please do not hesitate to connect with me.
Yes, yes, sir. Thank you, Lokesh. Actually, I thought of asking questions, but you have covered everything. You have covered
Yes,
almost everything with the preparation plan, the future prospects, everything you have covered. There is no questions to ask. If students have any questions, you can ask.
yes, please.
And Lokesh, thanks for putting it out because generally I be very blunt to people. I tell them that if you're joining anywhere for less than 6 lakhs package, you're cheating yourself. You know,
Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah.
that's a harsh truth actually. People
Yes.
just join for some random job somewhere, not realizing that industry is ready to pay them a lot.
Yes.
That's what I try to say, right?
It is important to start with the top company because I have seen people they are working for 10 years on HPLC and finally on their 11th year they manage to work in Dr. Reddy's and it becomes an achievement for them. Oh, I have
Mm,
in my 11th year I am working in Dr. Reddy's, so it's okay. I'm successful now. And in
mm,
10 years of experience they are getting 10 lakh. So it doesn't make any
uh,
sense.
correct, correct, correct. Um, Anybody has any questions? Somebody's asking about PharmD. You have any opinion? I think you have not touched that particular part.
Sorry, I do not have much to tell about PharmD. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it I think it have more scope abroad. I don't know. Don't want to share any opinion on this because I have lack of knowledge on this PharmD.
Yes.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yes, I think Lokesh has been very upfront and candid in sharing his opinion. In fact, he has even given the opinion of what streams to take. Of course, it's not that he has done. Of course, he has done it in pharmaceutical analysis, and he has seen that he's also been successful, and his colleagues have also been successful. That's why he has recommended it. And one important point he has mentioned, uh, is if you want analysis in NIPER Mohali, you have to be in top 10 ranks. That's it. Like
Yeah.
hotcakes, it will be filled, right? Uh,
Yes.
yeah, Lokesh, Om is asking any other exam other than GPAT.
You have bits. You can appear for bits. So I appeared for bits. I qualified it. But yes, remember it demands a good amount of fees.
Uh,
But
yeah,
bits is also a really good option. Most of the companies they are hiring interns from bits
correct.
most of the time.
So if
So
you
you
can
can.
manage financially, if you're financially
Yes,
sound enough,
yes,
BITS is a very good option, actually.
yes. Nice option actually.
Sir,
If you
how
are
much?
financially.
How much? Sir, how
Sorry.
much fee in the bits plan, sir? For M.Pharm?
He's asking the
Yeah. So we we have a tentative idea. We don't know exactly, but it would be around, I mean, 7 to 8 lakhs for 2 years minimum.
Okay.
That's
More than
just the
5 lakhs.
fee, Mahindra. It's just the
Sir?
fee. After that, you have hostel and other expenditure, right? So
Sir.
in NIPER, in 2 years, let us say all your personal expenditure. I mean, this is again, I could be wrong. From our understanding, is anywhere between 5 to 7 is the entire expenditure if it is there for 2 years in NIPER. Entire tuition fee, your personal expenditure, everything. Uh, or maybe a little less than that, around say up to 5 lakhs. Maybe I feel it would be at least 3 times in bits.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention one most important thing, that we are getting stipend in NIPERs.
Ah,
Yeah,
Mm.
so we are getting a fair amount of money, so we do not go back to our families and
correct.
disturb them in financial cases. So we can easily manage the fees and everything while being
Yeah.
into NIPERs.
So of that 5 lakhs, what I mentioned is that's just the upper limit in NIPER, right? Because you may be traveling to a different state, you may have some purchases, you may have some mess fee.
Yeah.
Everything put together, 5 lakhs is the upper limit. On that,
Mm.
about 2.5 to 3 lakhs, you get it in the form of stipend itself. So your net expenditure will only be 2 lakhs at the most. I'm joking about maximum. It'll be up to 2 lakhs probably in NIPER. But where you go to BITS and other places, you will have to shell out up to 10 to 15 lakhs. That's what is my understanding. Because you will have other expenditures, right? Like it's not that you will not buy anything, you'll not go out, or you won't.
Yeah,
It's so
but
everything put together will come to that.
yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
even fees and mess and everything can be managed from stipend. If you
Okay.
Sir,
if
if
you want
you,
to
Okay.
go out and other things,
sir, if you qualify
like,
NIPER, GPAT, in bits plan, we get stipend, sir.
no, you don't get stipend in bits plani. But after, I mean, Upender sir can correct me if I'm wrong. Uh, they will give you something like you need to teach your juniors, like B Farm students. While you are pursuing for M Farm, you need to take classes for your B Farm students, and then in this way, they offer you something. But you should not be having any hope of getting stipend from bits planning, I would say, because
So
they
even though if we qualified GPAT, can't get the stipend, sir. And
you
bits
will
plan.
No, no, no.
you will be getting stipend from GPAT. Sorry, you will be getting
Yeah.
stipend from GPAT, but bits will not be offering you anything. You will be getting stipend, yes.
So Mahindra, what he's saying is you will have some additional incentives, some project assistantship, maybe some concessions for going international conference. All these things are possible if you're in NIPER because it's a central government institute. So if there is
Okay.
anything that is floated by the government, maybe you have some advantage with NIPER. But BITS is a totally private institute. You will get your GPAT fellowship, which is offered by the PCI now currently. Uh,
Okay.
but but the institute itself will not give you. Actually, what Lokesh said is correct. If you get into teaching assistantship, what they will do is they will give you something called as fee waiver. Your fee is reduced a little bit for the next semester. This is what I understand from one of my students. But
Yes.
again, it's always better for you to check with the institute.
Okay.
Lokesh, correct me if I'm wrong. What was the 2 years expenditure in NIPER? Because I was thinking about 5 lakhs. Maybe I'm overestimating. Can you
No,
just
no,
tell
no.
me?
Yeah. Actually, that's what I just want to correct. We do not want to take money from our pocket. So it is not required from our pocket. It's only the stipend which can work for us, like mess fees and fees. It can be managed from stipend. If you are
Okay.
going for
I
other
think
things,
pharma MBA means we need to pay the fee.
yeah, yes, in Pharma MBA, you need to pay the fees. There are some top performers in the first or second semester who will be getting the advantage, who will be getting the stipend for Pharma MBA.
Okay, nice. So guys, what Lokesh is saying is, in fact, I have always been on the upper side. Maybe you may have to spend something, but he's saying that your fellowship will take care of all the expenditures in the NIPER campus. You don't have to go back to your parents for a single penny. That's what he's trying to say. If you're able to
Yes.
manage, everything will be taken care of by the fellowship as well as by the institution. So I think this is a very good thing
From
that you should keep in mind.
institution,
Yeah.
from institution, we will get any amount, sir, in NIPER.
Yeah, every month you
No,
will be getting stipend.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Every month you will be getting stipend. After the one thing you have to keep in your mind is after you crack GPAT, you will be getting stipend, no matter where you are doing your M-Pharm from.
Sir, excluding stipend from GPAT, we get any amount from the NIPER institute, sir.
No, NIPER won't provide you an extra amount, but NIPER will fund your research. NIPER will provide you the extreme facilities, very good atmosphere, and in my research, particularly in my research, 3 to 4 lakhs, 3 to 4 lakhs were given by NIPER. It was funded from NIPER. 3 to 4 lakhs
So,
for
so,
each project.
Mahendra, if I have to put it very bluntly, if you're doing it any private college, let us say you want to buy a chemical, it is
Sir.
very hard. Maybe you have to buy it, right, for that research. Maybe the professor may have a research fund, may not have. In NIPER, you don't have to worry about anything, right? You just have to go there, study, do your research. All the other
Yes.
funding is done by NIPER. And not only that, the instruments that they have is high-end instruments, as Lokesh had pointed out, maybe worth a few crores, which some industries also don't have, right?
Yeah.
And you will be getting a first-hand exposure of handling those things. So I would sincerely urge you to take his words very seriously, because I myself felt that in the recent past, probably when I did, people used to manage their expenditure with their fellowship. I felt now things have become more expensive. So maybe some amount you have to pull, but I think Lokesh has corrected it, saying that you don't have to spend anything, nothing. You simply have to go there and study. You will get your fellowship, which will take care of your tuition fee and your mess fee, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Your boarding, lodging, food, everything is taken care of with that fellowship. And you want any chemicals, any work, anything you want to do, again, NIPER will take care of. So
Okay, sir.
Yes.
literally 2 years you go there and get enriched, and you just come out as a brilliant individual. That's what I would imagine it to be.
Sir, what will
Yeah, Lokesh.
how much minimum package we will get in NIPER, sir? If we
I
take
just said,
any.
right? Not he said, right? In good companies, you will get anywhere between 8 lakhs and 12 lakhs. Okay. In the
Okay.
worst case, you will get between 6 lakhs and 8 lakhs. That's the worst case. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So keep it that way, right? Nothing less than 6 lakhs, right?
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
I
always
have
have to
one.
target the good companies, top companies.
Actually, students are asking your number. Sir will not give his phone number. Sir will give his mail ID. You can reach out if any queries you have. You can reach out through his mail ID. Is that okay, Lokesh?
Yeah, it is perfectly fine with me. I'll share my contact details with Upendra sir, and
Yeah, sure.
there you can take. Even let me put it in the chat box if I
Yeah,
can.
only mail ID.
Yeah.
And they were asking. mm, Actually, it is out of this thing. Is there any scope of doing pharma MBA abroad?
Pharma MBA is, I think, as per our syllabus, Indian syllabus, it is specific to India. But yes, there could be the options available outside also. You have to explore the possibilities. I mean, there could be possibilities for Pharma MBA outside. Yeah.
Yeah. And any que I think
Lokesh, anything you want to add? Anything you want to correct? You know, because I'm now I'm a decade old guy. You're more or less
No,
in class, so things have changed probably.
he
no.
told a lot
Because
about
it's
you,
been like 10
Lokesh,
years
your
since I finished.
preparation, your way of Upendra. We both discussed about you. Uh,
Thank you.
and may I know
I am
your
so fortunate.
preparation? I have one question. May I know your
Mhm.
preparation plan, especially how many hours you have prepared? Like, what is your exclusively your preparation plan of getting your GPAT and NIPER ranks?
So my preparation plan was, as always suggested by Upendra sir, that first you develop the clarity on your concepts. Like I used to target a chapter, and I I just make sure that I know everything about the concepts, how the things are working, and if the questions are asked in a different way, I'll be able to answer it. And then questions plays a really major role. Do as many questions as you can,
Yeah.
and do not go through everything, because syllabus is huge. There are so many unwanted things that we do not need to go through.
Yeah.
If you, I mean, it is good to go and read the things thoroughly, but if you are going for GPAT and NIPER, then you have to do a targeted study.
Yes.
It should be targeted. Yes.
Sir, what is the minimum rank to get MTech medical devices in NIPER?
You can get easily maybe under 250, 300. Yes. But people, they are not aware of medical device. In coming years, it will not be easy to get medical device from NIPERs. So it is a good chance. You can
Sir,
definitely go for
it
medical
has,
device.
but it has a huge demand on in future, sir.
Yes, exactly. Government is also focusing more on medical device. Lots of medical device parks are already being proposed by the government. Funding is good. We realized after COVID that we stands nowhere in terms of medical device. Now government decided that yes, we should have products made in made in India products for medical device. So yes, and even packages for medical device would be, I mean, they would be similar to IT industry. You won't believe me. So medical device, getting into medical device, starting with some core medical device company, it could be really nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope everybody are from third years and fourth years. Still, so many of you are like may not start your preparation. If you are not start your preparation, I just with your permission, I wanted to give the batch details, right? So if you are one who wanted to start your preparation, just reach out. I gave our numbers here. Reach out. You still have 75 days. 75 days. You can start your preparation. Like 2 months and 2.5 months time is a good time to start your preparation to do your GPAT preparation, right? You can reach out on our numbers. And this is Lokesh Sharma's number, mail ID. For any other queries, Mahindra, for example, Mahindra is asking, he's having so many queries. You can reach out through that mail ID.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
he'll get back to you.
Lokesh, very happy to have met you after many
Yes,
years.
yes.
We have
Yeah.
been talking through phone or WhatsApp, but you
Yeah.
have grown up, man. So he was used to wear a cap and sit somewhere behind. He was very quiet. I mean, you used to wear a cap, right, and sit somewhere
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
behind. He used to have a section of probably 100 people.
Nice, very
But
nice.
you know what? The way, as he said, it's very easy to find who's able to understand the concept. As he said, questions. Any complicated question, if somebody is able to crack, you immediately understand that they're able to know that. And now today he's talking about international regulations, government of India, funding, researchers, postdoc, double PDF, LCMSMS, ICPMSMS. So these are kind of the language that he's able to do because he has gone into a very prestigious institute as NIPER.
Yes,
Right? It's
exactly.
not just NIPER Mohali, NIPER Gandhinagar, NIPER Ahmedabad, NIPER Hyderabad are also, quite good places. But still, despite him being an excellent student, he could not get analysis in NIPER Mohali. So he went into NIPER, uh, Ahmedabad, and competition is tough. Okay,
Yeah.
please don't imagine that it's going to be a cakewalk. It is not. Nobody can expect paper. MS Baroda used to conduct, AICT used to conduct, NTI used to conduct. Now NBEMS is conducting. We really do not know. We just don't know what will be the toughness level of the paper. The concepts are the same. So his advice is be thorough with the concepts and things will improve. And you have the advantage of understanding the industry from, a really well-read people like Lokesh. So take life seriously, take the exam seriously because it's a gateway for a lot of opportunities. And uh, and if you become his junior, he will recommend you for job opportunities also. So
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, look, Lokesh,
keep
I
that in
have,
mind.
yeah, excuse me, Lokesh. I have one question from a student. She's asking, how did you handle your pressure or stress during this GPAT and NIPER examination?
Yeah, there was a good amount of pressure, yes, but I was more focused on, first of all, there was a good guidance. There were teachers like Upender sir, so concepts were really clear. And let me again tell you one more thing. I have joined Upender sir just maybe 4 to 6 months before GPAT or NIPER. I was doing, I was preparing in the same traditional way like any other students, like going through everything. Like we used to write answers in B.Pharm semester exams. I used to go through everything. But later on, I have targeted some topics, points. There was pressure, but I I just tried to be consistent in my plan. Whatever I have planned for myself, I tried to be very consistent. And your self belief was, it also played a crucial role. And always motivational and good talks from Upender sir really motivated
Yeah.
number of hundreds of students like us. He used to say, do hard work as much as you can during this period of 3 to 4 months. It will change your life. It will change your future. So I remember those words and I always took them seriously. So yes, I just always try to be consistent because it is difficult to be consistent sometimes.
Yeah.
So do not follow the process like you are working hard for 12 hours, 14 hours. No, just read for 5 to 6 hours, but be consistent, be thorough, focus during this time period. So that was my
Consistency.
approach. Yeah, consistency, patience, consistency, and self belief. And
And I
it is
want to
not,
add,
yeah,
yeah, please.
thousands have done it. Everybody can do it. I believe you have, you are under good hands, so you already have everything, I think. So I think most of you will be under top 100, top 50s,
Yes. This
top
time we are
10 as
expecting.
well. Yes, yes, I'm
Actually,
sure.
one thing I wanted to add at the time you said like you have, I think, 3 to 4 months of association with Upendra sir before your examination.
Yes, hardly six
Yeah.
months, maybe, hardly. We
Yes.
used to meet on
Now,
weekends.
now our students are like very much we are very grateful that Upendra sir is now our full-time faculty here. He's taking
Yeah,
care of like end-to-end GPAT students. Like he's taking care from morning 7:30 onwards. He'll start his messages, motivational messages, and like
yeah,
till 9:30, 10 o'clock also he'll be giving his motivation. Right. So we are very blessed in that. So I think
yeah.
our students are very blessed. This time we are expecting good ranks also.
Yes, definitely. You will get good results. I mean, you will get really good results.
Yes, yes. Any other questions? If no, we'll wind off the session. Sir gave, I think, everything, every output, every you need to take his word seriously. I'll be telling them consistency will play a very great role. Why? Because they need to be consistent in writing examinations, in attending classes. These things will play a very it plays a role, right? So be consistent. Whatever the marks you are getting, please don't think about the marks. Please attempt all the examinations. We are conducting so many examinations, write each and every examination. Why? Because few of our students they are not attempting examination because of the marks. We
Yeah,
have one more
and
question.
one, uh, can I introduce you to someone? I think Krishna, are you there? Krishna Sharma.
Hello. Yes, sir, I'm here.
How are you, Krishna?
I am fine, sir.
So he was, we both have graduated from the same college in
Like,
from Greater Noida. So
oh,
he is the
great.
one who have got, I think, top 20 rank in from NIPER. What was your rank, Krishna? Can you just
Sorry, not 20, but I am in 17th rank.
17?
17.
Oh, great, great. Krishna.
Yeah.
In
So
which year? Same year?
he did his post graduation from NIPER Mohali then.
Oh, great.
So if you have some words for the students, Krishna, you can please go
Yes, yes.
ahead.
You can give your best
Okay.
wishes, your
Yeah.
preparation
So
plan also.
So first of all, I want to thank you, sir, for giving this opportunity to tell something here.
Yeah.
And second thing, every aspect that we need to talk, Lokesh sir already told. So one thing that I added in this session that there is a difference between academic preparation and GPAT preparation. So the one student asked about how to handle pressure. So I am just more focused on that point because yeah, during the preparation there's a lots of pressure from academic, like first examination, academic exam, then for GPAT exam. So I'm just telling the if you are preparation in third year or fourth year. So when talking about the first year and second year topics chapter, so at that point you have to focus on question of previous year. On the basis of that, you will get how GPAT try to ask question. Uh, if I am getting wrong or you are not getting, please ask me so that I will clear again.
No, so Krishna, hi. So you're saying that based on the previous year paper, you'll get a hunch as to how the questions, what kind of questions that you could prepare, and you'll have to have a smart way of preparation. That's what
Yeah,
you're saying,
that's
right?
that's my answer. Actually, in
Yeah, please go ahead.
academic, you have to write like lots of things. You may write like you don't know how to write essay or all the things. This is the academic examination. But you have to crack focus main point from that essay or that point of like if you are reading KD Tripathi, you read for academic all the point you need to write. But for GPAT, you need to pick up important points. If you are say you are ask reading about receptor, so just forget which main receptor, which of the mode of action mainly acts, which type of drug are action. This is for GPAT preparation and after all is for your academic exam preparation. So just finding from initially, just trying to separate these all clearly. And when you attempt the question, you will get how to attempt GPAT for how to prepare for GPAT. And when you confidently solve the paper or previous question, you will definitely confident. And when you will confident, your pressure will be ultimate low down. Your stress will be set. Feel good.
Yeah,
So
thanks. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
the same things that I approached in when I started third year. So I just
Okay,
attempt previous year question from first year, second. I get idea how
okay,
the GPAT ask, and for the
okay,
fourth year, I just try to attempt how to grab the question from reading, like
okay.
like a standard book, edited party, some of the some more books that I actually I am unexpected to speak here because I need to some collect some information so that I will deliver properly. But this all the things that I
No, no,
have
that's
attempted.
okay. No,
And
that's okay.
one of
That's
the
okay.
most things
I
that
think the
I
key for,
so
go ahead,
please
Krishna.
go ahead. One of the things that I'm mostly added because when I try to prepare GPAT, I have no idea where to find the answer. And in this way, the Lokesh sir met me. I approached to Lokesh sir, and he gave every aspect, every idea. So how you will approach, how to prepare. So I just guided you when you are trying to prepare, you have to approach some senior, your teachers. They have experience. They gave you idea how to approach. I think this is the most one things one of the first thing that I'm feeling lucky to approach Lokesh sir and Lokesh sir helped me at that time.
Thank you,
I hope
Krishna. You were
I
deserving. You
hope you
were,
remember sir
Thank,
when I met you in library.
yes, yes, I
thank you,
remember.
Krishna. I think that's an important advice that you have to take guidance from seniors who have actually done it and who have cracked it. And that is one of the important reason why we have invited Lokesh to speak. So Mr. Lokesh has been a very humble and kind human being also. No, apart from his being a
That's
brilliant student, he's a very, very kind and humble, human being. His approach to studies is as if it was a devotional exercise. That's how he takes up studies. I know this okay, for a fact. And he may look as a simple guy smiling with a great character actually that he has within him. So what
Yeah.
Mr. Krishna is saying is that you have to crack the previous year questions in
Mm.
order for you to understand what type of questions that you can expect. So concepts would become very clear and take the guidance. So previous year questions, and even I think Lokesh was saying thousands of questions if possible you solve. So, give the tests, take up the books and keep solving the questions again and again and again and again, different questions, new ways of asking those questions. I think that is what is the crux of the thing that Mr. Krishna is saying. And of course, Mr. Lokesh has been his teacher, so one of the best persons that he could get. Krishna, any other points that you want to add?
Uh, for now, that's all about because I feel take one question, student who are talking about the pressure and how to handle this, because this is the one thing that's important during the preparation. You have to prepare
Okay.
a lot because sometimes you have a pressure on academic when exam is coming. You're lots of pressure on a practical exam and all the things, and the same time you have prepared to GPAT. So you
Yeah.
have to balance between this. And during the balance, you need to be confident. So confidence comes from your solving approach. When you solve the question, you are confident. So I am very well. I have ability to solve, and that's the
Yeah.
way you get confidence, and your pressure will be less.
Yeah. Thank you.
And
Thank you, Krishna.
Thank you, Krishna.
Ma'am.
Yes, yes. Lokesh, one last question. Actually, we'll close the session by 12:30. So
Mhm.
many of students attending here, there are students, and this is some outside students are also there. Means they haven't started their preparation, but they got some seriousness now. Um, can now we have hardly 74 days, I think, right? If they start their preparation now, will they able to attempt the GPAT? Will they able to crack the examination? What is your suggestion?
Okay. So since I think almost 3 months are remaining, maybe less than that. So
Not exactly 3 months.
not exactly
Yeah.
3 months, right? So I have seen people. It is difficult. I would not say it is easy. And but I have seen people when I used to prepare. There were batchmates who started just 3 to 4 months before the exam, and they did that. But their approach was different. So what matters is like what plan and strategies you are following. So it has to be different. It has to be different from others. And I I would again my answer would remain the same, that you target the topics what has been asked frequently. So you have to focus more on what has been asked frequently. How would you get to know what has been asked frequently? You have to go to the questions, previous year questions.
Yes.
Try to avoid the things which you cannot do,
Mm.
which are low scoring things. I mean, which doesn't contribute much in terms of marks or questions being asked in GPAT. For example, if you are preparing, you're starting your preparation now, then focus more on the scoring subjects, which are, for example, ecology, suetics, analysis, jurisprudence, and microbiology. Don't even try to touch organic if you are not interested. If you think it is not possible, because it's okay, it can be manageable. You can you should have to focus on the high scoring subjects, and then again question will become the key. It will prove to be a key to success. Questions and questions with, I mean, not just for the sake of doing questions. It should be done like, if you are doing question, from one question you should be able to answer any type of question if asked from the same topic, because exactly same question can never be asked.
Yes.
Same question can never be
Exactly.
asked, but from the same topic, from the same concept, it could be asked.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
So
I
this
think
would,
sir answered your question. So many students, I can see here some 6 to 7 students, outside students. If you are the one who wanted to start your preparation, like your preparation now, means like today, from today, seriously, but you have to give your time seriously. We are there here to help you. I have given our numbers here, institute numbers. You can reach out and we'll tell you the plan. And we have a short term also. We'll tell you the plan. Sir is there, Upendra sir is there. Like he'll guide you how you can prepare the 75 days in it. Okay. Yeah, we have our numbers here, right?
Uh, I would
I
like to add one point in this preparation during.
Yeah, yes, Krishna.
sure,
Please.
Krishna,
So
go
if
ahead.
someone has started from till today, like only 3 months is left,
Hmm.
if I am not wrong. So one thing that is approaching subject is pharmacology, which is asking more question than pharmaceutics.
Ah,
And if you want to prepare the one thing, one is the separate book is called Classification for Pharmacology Drug Product from KD Tripathi. So it is,
Yeah,
I think during my preparation in the last 3 months, I have to use all the times that classification book. I even when I am traveling, ju- it is a size of pocket book.
hmm.
Hope sir you get it. I think
yes,
our
yes.
student
I
get it.
also used to have the same
K.D.
book.
Tripathi small book.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
small
Because
classification
Yes,
book.
classification.
classification, it's quite obvious that you have to have. It is must
Yes,
to
yes.
do classification, because simply you will be because 4 to 5 questions could be asked from the classification. It is every time uh, the same case that questions are asked from classification. So it is
Hmm.
mandatory, no doubt in it. And
Ah,
there are similar things, so many tips and tricks, which cannot be explained right now. But I think, uh, Madam and Upender sir, you must be having the material and the relevant things,
yes, yes.
tips and tricks for the exam, which uh, can be definitely used by the students over here. Yeah, and Krishna rightly mentioned, ecology is something which has been asked majorly from the past years. So
Obviously,
it is,
obviously, we have Upendra sir to make it easy.
yeah, he's I mean he's
So
very
you
good.
guys are lucky.
He is quite good at not only at pharmacology, but let me tell you, he is very good at medicinal chemistry.
Medicinal chemistry. Yes.
He he has structures in his mind. He can make as complicated the structure. I mean, he remembers everything. He doesn't need to look at the books. He
Yes.
remember everything. So we were shocked, like when first time we saw him. Oh, I mean,
How he can remember all the
yes,
things.
how he can remember these structures and so fast. Uh, so he's amazing. I mean,
If I say this, sir will say I'm exaggerating.
I mean, you students, every one of you, you are very fortunate to have
Yeah, they are very
Madam
fortunate.
and Upender sir. And if someone of you, if you're planning to join them, you can definitely join. This is my
You
recommendation, high recommendation to all of you.
you very much, Lokesh. And it was an excellent session, Lokesh. Thank you very much. You have given your Sunday, and we are leaving you now by because match is there.
Yeah.
I need some closing words. Any closing words, Upendra sir? Just a moment.
No, I think we should talk more about Lokesh.
Yeah.
So, so Lokesh, thank you. Thanks for this excellent session, taking the Sunday time out. I'm sure that I think you are in the field. A lot of students may have some questions. I will reach out to you. I'm hoping for good ranks, and not only that, even from a career perspective, whenever there's anything, I will recommend them to reach out to you. And I also wish you the best. Thank you so much. I hope we keep meeting, not
Yeah.
only at a personal level, even at a professional level. I hope you can accommodate time for more sessions for a larger crowd going forward through us, right?
Yeah.
Thanks,
Sure.
thanks a lot, Lokesh. I wish you
Thank
the
you,
best.
Lokesh. Thank you once
Thank
again.
you so
Thank
much.
you, dear students. All the best.
Thanks all.
All the best.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. All the
Bye.
best for your preparation. Bye bye.